Okay, in this chapter, I'd love to address veneer production and terminology. I wrote an article in 2010 for Fine Woodworking Magazine, issue number 213. You might find helpful. There's a 4-page article there, but it's a back issue, so if you keep those, then by all means take a look-see at that. In the meantime, I'll run down through the process of veneering and the production that's involved with it. A veneer log buyer will buy any given log, whatever it is, cherry, let's say, and they've got flitch numbers and a special hammer that he'll drive in the end of that log, and that's its identification number throughout the process from the minute he buys it all the way through to us as consumers. That flitch number runs the whole time with that same log. Goes to the veneer mill, sorted by species, kept under water. In the summer months, typically they'll have sprayers on to reduce degrade and bug infestation, or they're stored in ponds. The veneer mills say, okay, we're going to cut cherry. They go and pull cherry logs up to the debarker, which is the first process that's typically done. Peels the bark off the outside and goes to a head saw from there, which is basically a really large band mill. Cuts the log in half, 2 halves, so now you've got flitch. We'll give it flitch number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll say part A and part B, and we are strapped back together again and gone to a vat, which is basically the equivalent of a large swimming pool, where it's filled up with water, no chemicals involved, just water. Cooked at a set temperature, depending on the species, for a few days, typically 4, 5, 6 days. And then they're taken out of the vat and they go to a metal detector. Obviously, metal and veneer knives are a bad combination. They kick out logs if they have any indication of hardware in them. Power scrubber gets the grit off the outside of the log from the vat, if there is any, and it goes to whatever slicer it's scheduled to go to. Mounted, the log is now in the 2 halves. The flat portion of the log is mounted on a carriage, and it is on a little bit of an incline, typically for flat slicers, and it's going up and down through the knife at sometimes as much as 90 strokes a minute. It's very, very quickly being sliced. So it goes through the production, gets sliced, reassembled back together again, and then over to the dryer. It's sliced, goes over to a dryer, and fed in a leaf at a time through the dryer, taken from 100% moisture content down to about 12 or 15%. It's measured in that process as it's going through the dryer. There are electronic eyes that measure the width and the length and the sheet count, calculates the square footage or the square meters of the log. From there, it goes to a clipper, the clipping process, where the edges are clipped and the ends are clipped to, depending on the width and length, it's only appearance clipped. It's not clipped at parallel lines. It's just appearance clipped, get rid of the defects. Goes through another scanner eyeball to do a measurement of the width and the length and the sheet count, and it prints out a barcode sticker for each bundle. It then goes to a palletized, basically, for storage, for presentation to the customers like us who are coming and buying.